sketching for your Chinese Zodiac print. Now, I've already brainstormed and I did that inside of my sketchbook. So I am a tiger and my element is fire. I created my list of traits and imagery that correlated with that. And then I also prepared some reference images that I'm going to use for inspiration with my sketches. So I have those handy so that I can look at them while I'm sketching and I'm ready to go. Before I start my sketches, what I'm going to do is take my foam plate and I'm actually going to trace it here in my sketchbook because I want my sketch to be to scale. So that means the same size as the plate itself. So then once my sketch is complete, I can very easily transfer my drawing to my foam plate. I don't have to really redraw it. I'll be able to kind of trace it, and we'll talk about that later. So I'm just going to go ahead and lay it here in my sketchbook and trace it to scale. So I'll just set it aside. Be careful with the foam plate because we don't want any kind of like nicks or bumps into it. It can leave marks that show up when you print later. So like I said, I am a tiger with the element of fire. So I have some tigers, I have fire, I have some tropical leaves, kind of a Sahara grassland landscape, and a mangrove tree. So I'm going to try to include some of this imagery in my sketch. Having these images readily available are really helpful for my sketching process, so I don't have to constantly be flipping and looking for images to reference. So I'm going to focus on a few of these. Hopefully I can get 3 into my design. What I want is for the tiger to really be the main focus. So I'll begin by kind of plotting out where I want to put the tiger. So remember, this is the sketch. We're doing it on paper, so that way we can, make changes as we go. So I might plot in, the tiger and start to refine his shape, just kind of blocking things in. I might begin to add his eyes, kind of putting his mouth, getting his chin. So I begin to sketch and continue to refine as I go. So just kind of plotting things out here to get started. I will go back and definitely add his stripes, all that good stuff, the inside of his ears. But I'm just kind of plotting things out for now, and I'll go ahead and tweak it as I further develop this sketch. So here's just kind of the bare bones. From there, I might begin to plot in a few other elements. So I know I want to include this mangrove tree. So I'm going to go ahead and begin to kind of plot the tree. And one of the cool things about mangrove trees is they kind of like grow above water. It's really wild if you've never seen one, or pictures of one. I've never seen one in real life. But so I'm gonna kind of begin to plot that out. Going to be behind my tiger. The tiger is kind of the main focus here. So I'm going to begin to plot this, but I like that the tree gives me the opportunity to really kind of stretch across my composition. So I think that's a nice element in terms of overlapping. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of sketch in these roots of the mangrove tree. And again, I'll go back and refine this sketch once I feel happy with, how things are going. So adding these roots, and then I would begin to add leaves, kind of coming off these branches. They're kind of like really wiry type of trees with these little round leaves. So continue to develop my mangrove tree. As I continue, I might add, some detailing in terms of the bark and all that good stuff. So I also think I want to add the fire element. So I might begin to sketch in some kind of flame shapes here now as an additional layer behind my mangrove trees. So just kind of layering in this imagery and trying to create a really kind of dynamic collection of images that fills the space, feels really exciting, uses overlapping, feels energetic. So this is kind of the bare bones here. Like I said, I'll go in and clean this up because I want to have really clean, crisp lines when I go in to then transfer this sketch. But I'll continue to develop this sketch, and then next we'll talk about going over this in some Sharpie and then transferring it to our foam block.